Welcome to the history of West Taiwan, also known as China. In this documentary, we will explore the roots of this great civilization. Chinese history is truly an epic and arduous journey, but the Chinese have a saying: the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. This is your host, Clarence, and I will be here with you as you take your first step into the journey of China.
真情像草原广阔，层层风雨不能阻隔，总有云开日出时候，万丈阳光照耀你我，雪花飘飘，北风萧萧，天地一片苍茫，一剑寒梅傲立。
We begin our journey 4,000 years ago. The Empress, Jiandi, an almost mythical figure in Chinese history. It is said that Jiandi was unable to bear a child, and in her sorrow, she came across the egg of a black bird. Miraculously, she conceived a child and gave birth to Qi, one of the ancestors of the Shang dynasty. During my research, I was shocked to find out that this was true, so I sat down with an expert to verify my research.
So you're telling me that one of the first great Chinese dynasties of China started because of some girl ate an egg off the side of the road?
Yes.
Not much is known about the Shang dynasty, but their achievements include creating the basis for the written Chinese language, human sacrifice, and creating a lunar calendar. The Shang dynasty reigned and expanded their influence across the western Yellow River. When they crossed the Yellow River, they expanded into the territory of the Zhou clan.
Hey yo! 你爱干啥？
我在干啥跟你什么关系啊，大哥？啊，我跟你讲啊，
大上
这是我们的地。
操你妈！
走吧，走吧，
走吧！不要你过来！
Paul and Sean had a relationship like a toxic couple. You know, one day she goes up to you and she says, "I'm divorcing you. I'm taking the house, the kids, your underwear, your clothing, everything on my back."
And the dog?
And the dog. The dog was adorable. Her ears, her eyes, she was my everything.
You okay?
Yeah, I want my kids back.
At the historic Battle of Muye, the Shang outnumbered the Zhou forces led by rebel King Wu of Zhou. However, King Wu led a highly trained, capable, and motivated from King who lured the army.
So there was supposed to be a cool fight going on. We had this whole fight scene choreographed. It was going to be crazy, but it's 90 degrees for the next week, and I don't feel like filming this anymore. Unfortunately, I'm cutting the fight.
What?
How could you?
Shut up! Shut up!
Nah.
So I will still be canceling the fight scene.
All your
Subscribe.
friends.
Shut up! Subscribe.
The Zhou dynasty lasted for 700 years, the longest in Chinese history. But it certainly was not the most stable. To claim their right to rule, the Zhou instituted the Mandate of Heaven, a concept used throughout the rest of Chinese history.
So, I'm your new king now. I'm gonna do a lot of kingly stuff, right? If you have any questions...
No! The king was Mr. Shang!
No, I killed him.
Oh my god, you killed him! Mr. Shang! Oh my god.
You know what? If God really liked him, then why did he die?
Wait. Oh shit. Wait, you right.
Yeah, I know I'm right.
Wait a minute. That means if I kill you...
A ruler and his descendants had the right to rule only as long as they held the mandate of heaven. Signs that someone had lost this mandate included natural disasters, invasions, and peasant uprisings. The overthrow of the Shang, whose last king was a tyrant, set a new precedent. Rebellions against unjust rulers were not a sin, they were in fact justified. Granted, history is written by the winners. If a rebellion failed, they were put down without mercy. Early into his reign, King Wu of Zhou passed away, leaving only his young son and the Duke of Zhou as his regent. Seizing this opportunity, 3 lords of the East rose under the banner of the old prince of the Shang dynasty to cast out the Zhou and restore the Shang. Hearing about this, the Duke of Zhou quickly raised his arms to crush this rebellion.
I hereby confiscate all of your land. Here, would you like some land, Brian?
Oh, wow. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
At least the houses are safe.
Assigning land to people like this beautiful man was part of the new Fengjian system. This land would be passed down to his children. It became the Chinese version of feudalism. This allowed the Zhou to realistically administer his territory without having to worry about revolt. Over time, these states became semi-autonomous, developing their own currencies and written languages.
The Fengjian system delegated the ruling to loyal vassals, so the Zhou could now control a lot of land, but that was risky.
Didn't you say that they were loyal?
Vassals could now act independently. No matter how much you love your child, do you trust him alone in the house? Sorry, gotta take this, babysitter.
Take your time.
Hi, I'm the babysitter. I'm just letting you know I'm like a minute late to the house.
Wait, you left my son alone by himself?
Relax, it should be fine. Oh my god, what is that? Oh my god! What the fuck? Yo, this dude, he got all your bleach. This is some World War I shit. Hey, yo, get back here! Yo, this motherfucker has a gun. Why does he have a gun? It's a gun! Don't come, please! I'm running, I'm out of here! Just get the psycho, I'm not babysitting, I'm not qualified for this! I'm out of here!
I learned firsthand that day the problems with needing to delegate responsibilities to others.
The Fengjian system was put to the test under the reign of King You. Mr. You decided to disown his kid. Naturally, that kid's grandfather, the Marquess of Shen, heard the news and said, "Fuck you, I'm attacking the capital."
Sir, we're under attack! Light the beacons! Rally the nobles!
The lanterns are lit! The lanterns are lit! King Yo calls for aid.
King Yo? More like King Yo Mom. Hell no! Hell no!
I said no.
So what the fuck?
After the death of King You, the authority of the Zhou melted away, and they quickly became mere figureheads presiding over a loose confederation of states, all of which began to battle for hegemony, and the Zhou were helpless to stop. This was known as the Spring and Autumn period, lasting from 771 to 476 BC. The resulting chaos resembled an average Fortnite game, Over 100 states dropped into the battlefield known as China and battled for hegemony over the other states.
Unfortunately, we will not cover this time period as a battle royale because that's a lot of work and I could be using that time to do literally anything else.
The Zhou would not go quietly into the night. 70 years later, they built up their strength to lead a punitive campaign against one of their upstart vassals. But they did not realize that their vassals had also been gathering their forces. The king's forces were destroyed at the Battle of Shiga, which destroyed any remaining prestige they once had. They now needed to rely on a trusted noble to protect them, similar to the shoguns in Japan. These were known as the hegemons, and they would hold the real power. Guangzhong of Qi, a talented reformer. Duke Wen of Jing, an adventurer turned ruler. King Zhuang of Chu, who aimed to rule all of China. Sun Tzu of Wu, a cunning tactician, and Shanyang of Qing, whose reforms brought his state from a backwater country to a superpower. These were the major players. Guangzhong of Qi instituted reforms, state monopolies on salt and iron, abolished the Fengjian system in the state of Qi, and was famous for his attack on Hengsha. Together with Duke Huan of Qi, they made an unstoppable duo that brought their state of Qi to the forefront of Chinese politics.
Right now. Yo, is Duke Huan on call yet? Alright, I'm playing some loot. Shit, there's one in bathroom. On me. One on me, Duke Huan. He's chasing. Got me. Okay, I got him cornered. Okay. I got him. Okay, it's okay. I got a pistol too. Oh shit! Well, you're still chasing. I got this guy. Yo, so hard. I got him. It's so easy. That's one kill. Don't help me, guys. I got this shit. It's fine. Dude, this dude's straight dookie acting. He haven't hit a single shot. This dude's acting. I'm moving too good. Look at me. Look. Literally, stay hard stuck. So cracked. I didn't even know he was doing. Maybe Alfred's gonna hurt some of this kid in piss low. I'm hitting everything. He's not taking damage. What did he do?
爸爸，我打仗回来了，我带你礼物。
孩子，你终于回来了。你走了这么几年，你带啥给我？我敌人的头你没带给我。
爸爸，敌人的头都没有，可是我带你一个 PlayStation 5。PlayStation
5？什么 PlayStation 5？我刚才跟你说敌人的头有没有？你再跟我讲一下，傻孩子，有没有？我不想要什么 PlayStation 5。
爸爸，别怕。我也有个香蕉，我也有我的敌人的头发，有花给妈妈，我也有这 sword thing， 也有个 Xbox 360，你喜欢 Xbox 吗？我也有电脑，有裤子，有金跟银，还有这皮包东西，有个 little boba。
傻孩子，我不想要这些东西，你拿这东西给我干啥呀？啊？你没有敌人的头，你不要回来！你不是我的儿子，你滚出去！
爸爸，我很久没回家，很久还没有看妈妈。
放屁！
妈妈好了吗？
你放屁！你滚出去！把他拿走！
不，拜托你，爸爸！
滚！你滚！你不是我的儿子吗？我看着你我都生气，你滚！
Cast out by his own father, Wen of Jin, known then as Chong'er, had nowhere to stay, so he stayed nowhere. He spent 19 years traveling throughout China, slaying bandits, villains, and assassins sent by his family. He met and gained the respect of other dukes, and gained loyal followers along the way. One of the people he met was Duke Huan of Qi, the hegemon of China at the time. Over time, he built up his strength, and one day, he found the strength to once again face his father.
爸爸，我已经19年了，回来，我要拿你的椅子，快给我！
哼，傻孩子，你拿我的椅子，你10年回来再跟我讲话，我这么困，你滚，你滚！我操，这么笨！
谁是笨？谁是笨？爸爸，我19年前，你敌人的头我都没有。其实我今天有一个头，为什么？因为现在你最危险的敌人是我。
你是我最危险的敌人？怎么可能？这世界这么多人，我有几万、几千个敌人，你通常都想不了多大这个数字。你不可能是我最危险的敌人，你现在滚出去！
放屁！你敌人，我已经把他们都杀了，我也是你的敌人，可是你还没有把我杀了。可是现在我会把你杀了。
你不可能杀我！小兵，过来，把他杀了！
啊，爸爸，你的小兵太 man 了吧！现在，
After taking his throne, he led Jing to many victories against its nemesis, the rising state of Chu in the south, to cement his legacy as the hegemon of China. And now he finds himself here. This challenge is beneath him. And it was not long after this that Jing's hegemony was challenged once again by the state of Chu.
Oh shit, there's one. Bro, he's just standing there, what? AFK. Free kill. Yo, what the fuck?
King Zhuang of Chu was an ambitious man who aimed to usurp the throne of the Zhou Emperor himself. But Duke Wen of Jin was not to be denied.
I refuse to let this be the end for me. I've gone through so much, grinded so hard. I finally dealt with father, retaken my throne. I've made the state of Jing great again. What kind of man will back down from these cheap tricks? Let's beat this son of a bitch.
The powerful state of Chu in the south of China had been semi-autonomous long before the death of King Yo, and had always been one of its major players. King Zhuang turned his attention to the north, and he could not be stopped. To retaliate, the state of Jin began to strengthen the state of Wu along the eastern border of Chu, where the brilliant general Sun Tzu waited for an opportunity to prove himself.
Hey.
Hi, this pizza's for you. It has pepperonis, mushrooms, onions,
I don't
pickles,
think I ordered pizza.
pepperonis, onions,
The kingdom of Wu used advanced tactics devised by Sun Tzu to stop the state of Chu from its rampage.
A summoner has disconnected.
But the fighting went on, and states needed to grow stronger to survive. Sheng Yang was an advisor who wanted to apply the philosophy of legalism into their government. The strict enforcement of law to all people equally would increase stability. Investment into agriculture would increase overall development of the states and make the people stronger. But his story began in the state of Wei, located in the central regions where the bulk of the fighting between Chu and Jing happened. For decades, people fought and died. States rose and fell like the tides. There was no end in sight to the fighting in China, and even the mightiest would fall. The scholar Shang Yang barely escaped the horrors of war with his life, and he turned his attention instead to academia.
She's like 60 years old.
Oh shit. You the new substitute teacher?
Let's do an icebreaker, guys. Hit us with a hot take. Here, I'll go first. I believe that if you suck at your job, you should get fired. I know. Radical idea. Any dissenters? Good. Anyone else? I have a hot take.
A white horse is not actually a horse. Because if you separate the two words white and horse, and then combine them again, it's not actually a horse. No? Okay, I'll leave.
Anyone else?
Hello. Confucius say, respect your elder, know your place, do your ritual.
But what if your elders are wrong?
Fuck you! 안녕하세요. 감사합니다. 뭐야? 안 돼요. 我喜欢吃鸡. Society is held together by rituals.
But prayer sucks.
Prayer is not the only ritual. Take your shoes off after entering the house. Kiss your homie goodnight. Hit that Ming Dynasty pussy. These rituals hold society together.
Confucius believed that people needed to cultivate 5 different virtues, all of which promoted others above self, like good manners and respecting one's parents. The slow accumulation of knowledge was more effective than creativity, and obedience was more efficient than impulsive individualism. Confucianism was a conservative mindset that permeated Eastern thought for millennia.
That is not the way.
What is the way then?
To do nothing. This is the way. The Tao.
That's poppycock.
I only do what is natural. I let the Tao flow through me.
While Confucianism was conservative, it still believed in active, albeit gradual, progress. People needed to cultivate and grow themselves. Lao Tzu believed instead in the strength of passivity. Things will happen on their own time. The leaves will still turn in the fall, and all misfortune will come to an end. Instead of all the hustle and bustle of life, go outside, touch some grass. Be like a Jedi.
Okay, next person.
No.
Chill.
Shangyang was not impressed by the thinkers around him. No one seemed to offer a satisfactory solution.
Man, fuck this. I'm out of here.
Shangyang left the school to pursue his own solution, a world governed by strict law and order. This world would be cruel, but exceptionally beautiful. This was a China long divided, finally united. 商鞅，我是秦孝公，请你来工作。Shangyang accepted an invitation to the upstart state of Qing, a rising power in the West, and he began to build their strength. Perhaps this was his chance to see his vision come to life. And perhaps this was a world he would not live to see. Maybe history would remember him as nothing but a devil, but Shangyang would keep moving forward. Even if he died, even after he died, until all his enemies were destroyed. Thank you for watching the history of West Taiwan. It was truly a pleasure.